Wrapped in your arms, securing me like two large boulders. Unable to move, I feel helpless in your secure hold. Squished, shielded. Nothing can get to me. You are the brick wall that protects the castle, making sure no threats enter. Amazed I am by your strength, but yet equally terrified, knowing you can crush me if you squeeze any harder. Not only do your arms and hands hold the power to protect me, they also hold the ability to work against me. But you choose not to harm me. Will that always be the case? Will you always use deliberate gentleness with me? Cradle me like a bird while considerate of my feathers? I suppose the unknown answer is the leader of my intrigue, the uncertainty of things. But all of it going away once I'm in your arms. I could die in your arms. What that poem means to me, I find choosing to love someone every day is a very conscious choice, and it's a very beautiful thing as well, because love is not something that is guaranteed to you, and it's also not owed to anybody, but naturally we do extremely well, I think everyone knows this, when we are loved properly, that is. And with that poem, there's something very beautiful about being with somebody, and I speak for myself when I say this, but I know a lot of women can relate. Just being able to feel very safe and protected with somebody, and not just physically, we're not just looking, at least me, I'm not just looking at a man for like his muscles or his ability to fight and protect me, but also, am I emotionally safe with this person? Can I share deep, vulnerable things with him and show him that side of me without the fear of judgment or rejection? And what's scary is when you give someone all of you, and I think that's where there's a lot of fear in relationships nowadays. It's the fear of, what if I give them all of me or too much of me, and then they abandon me, or something happens that is not in my favor, and now they have this big chunk of me, or all of me, it almost feels like, to walk away with. And I think that is valid. It's a valid fear to have. But if we all let that stop us from finding love, we would all be miserable, and I think that it would make life a lot shorter for us, honestly. I don't think we would be surviving as long if we really just tried to avoid love as a whole. Obviously, there's love in friendships, animals, and everything else, but in a romantic sense and aspect, it definitely is very difficult to deal with things like that. Trust is a very big thing in a relationship, and I think that it should honestly be cradled and taken care of. But I do think for those who have a very deep fear of love, that is also where self-love comes into hand. If you're not working on your relationship with yourself, then you will always fear exterior relationships, because if it feels like being away from someone is like ripping a piece of your heart out, that means that you don't feel secure in yourself. It is normal to miss someone and to not want a person to leave, but when you do also have everything leaning on that person, then you're basically putting your entire existence and well-being on an exterior source, which is why people get hurt very easily. And so my best advice to avoid things like that, yes, be vulnerable and open and share that love and express it and trust people, like live very openly. But just know that life is life. Things are so unpredictable, anything can happen. And heartbreak is a very, very normal human process. We all go through it. So don't put so much into a person to where your entire life is on them or an exterior source, whatever that could be. Always make room for love that goes towards you. Pour into you as well, and don't let anyone take that love that could have also been for you. Because I think there's room to have love for many different things at the same time. Yourself, your job, your friends, your lover. You don't have to give them everything and then leave yourself drained and empty. So to avoid these feelings, it's all about self-love. I know people say it so much, you might think this is such overrated advice. It's not false though. There's something beautiful about giving yourself to another person, and I'm a hopeless romantic. I believe in that so much. But give yourself to another person as much as you can, while not emptying out your own cup simultaneously, because you're going to get hurt tremendously and you really don't deserve that. You wouldn't do it to them, don't do it to yourself first.